Howdy folks, so today we are going to talk about bad news. It's a little bit different than what we've been looking at before. It's a little online web-based game, and the whole purpose of it is to help teach kids about misinformation. So it's aimed towards grade 7 to 12, and it's just to help increase digital literacy. And it's a game that was developed by researchers to create an understanding of how companies are spreading misinformation and fake news. So it's a really effective way, and there's been a lot of studies looking at this idea of inoculation, which works the same way as vaccination, where you're being exposed to this harmful substance so that your body can learn from it and kind of get trained to it. So in this way, you are going to run a fake news corporation to figure out all the tips and tricks on how to drive engagement, how to get people following you, so that when you see it out in the real world, you can recognize the tactics they're using to manipulate you. And so it helps inoculate you against those things. So what's nice is you do not need a login for this. You can just play it in the browser. So when you go to getbadnews.com, you'll land on this introduction page. So we're going to hit start, and then it's going to take you through 6 main tactics that companies use or people use to try to manipulate you into believing false information. Hi there, good to see you. Who are you? I'm going to guide you. Oh boy. You're probably frustrated about something, right? Let's post a frustrated tweet. The government is complete utter failure. Resign. No, mainstream media is one massive conspiracy. Sure, let's do this one. So you tweet it, and then it gives you feedback based on your choices. So sometimes you can make the correct choice. Sometimes they're like, that's not really the best choice, and here's why. So, but remember, the whole point of this is to be misleading. So you're trying to be as devious as possible. So that got me 25 followers. My credibility is still low, but it's a start. So we got to raise our credibility. So how are we going to do this? You can do a study based on this in your own time, but I'm not going to do that today. All right, so let's fake an official Twitter account of someone. Joe Biden. As your president, I've issued an executive order to rename Canada to North Dakota. Hashtag you got annexed. I like that one. So let's tweet as the fake president. So like, yeah, if you kind of notice, you'll see how in Joe Biden's name, it's written poorly, and that's one tactic they'll use when they're faking an account. So I fooled some people. Check the reactions. Leave Canada alone. Yes, awesome, we need this. Hashtag you got annexed. So if you're like, I have moral objections. Moral what? Objections. Relax. All we did is scam a couple inattentive Twitter users. So the whole thing is kind of taken lightly and in jest, so it makes it fun and it's kind of humorous, but at the same time you're learning these skills to identify these manipulative tools. So let's go pro. So let's make a fake news site. So we have to pick a serious name, the best words, bursting the mainstream media bubble. So there's always a couple options. There's not a ton of variety in it, but it's enough to give you the sense that you have choice. So let's do the best words. So I'm going to be Anonymous Goon. So I chose the wrong answer there, and it's like, well, they're not really credible. So why don't you be editor-in-chief? So it's that idea of, building fake credibility. So now, like, the community builds around these fake news, different groups of fake news kind of band together to give the idea of credibility, right? It's pretty easy to look credible. So, and then once you get through a section, it brings you to this screen. So the new technique, impersonation. You'll see that there's 6 different kind of avenues it explores: emotion, polarization, conspiracy, discrediting, and trolling. So you can have students work through these, and then it'll give them an idea of how this actually works in the real world. So it's a great tool, and the studies have shown that it is effective in boosting against those 6 things. If there's other forms of it, it doesn't have that big of an effect, but this has been shown to actually be quite effective, and I think students enjoy it. It's kind of fun, a little different, and so go to getbadnews.com and check it out. All right, see you in the next one.